Hi guys, it's Jaden. I'm back today and I'm making this video on my experience with having hypersensitivity due to having health anxiety, because that was triggered from my system crash, adrenal fatigue, AHA axis dysfunction, hormonal imbalance issues. As you know, those of you who follow me know that my story, if you haven't checked it out, you could check out my video on how this all happened for me. I had a major health crash pretty much about a little bit over a year ago. I got a lot of health symptoms through it, and I've had to deal with a lot of those symptoms. So through that, and by having somewhat of a OCD nature, I developed health anxiety, which it's kind of like being a hypochondriac, where you think something is terribly wrong with you all the time. This video is going to be about that and what I did to gradually recover myself from that and just kind of practice my way out of that. And it's still a process for me. I'm definitely not 100% over having those, I guess, obsessions over symptoms, but I'm like 90% in control most of the time, where I know what's happening and I don't let it overtake me. With the anxiety and the health anxiety, where you're constantly worrying about your health, you start to develop hypersensitivity, which is like you're more sensitive to all your bodily functions and sensations more than like the average person. So when I was going through it, I could constantly sense what my heartbeat was like. I could constantly sense my body temperature. I could literally almost feel like I knew that when I got excited that my, adrenals were producing adrenaline. Like I could feel it inside me, and I could feel my digestive stuff. And I would be paying attention to different things on my skin and on my body, and how come I couldn't do 25 push-ups today when I could do 26 yesterday? Or that's a bad example, but if I was like one rep off of my workout or something, I would be like, what does that mean? So I know those of you who are following me are going through a lot of this, because I could sense that from the comments I've been getting and stuff. And it reminds me of myself, and I have I totally relate to it, because it's like you are in this mode where you're trying to protect yourself and heal yourself, because it feels so awful to be where you're at. But it goes on an overdrive. So then every little thing that happens to you, like you could feel like your mouth is more dry than an hour ago, and you'll be like, oh, that's a symptom, and maybe that's because I'm dehydrated. And why am I dehydrated? Because maybe, I don't know, like my liver isn't functioning right or something. I mean, it's totally irrational, but it does happen to us. And it's totally okay, because what I learned is that it's just you want to love and care and help yourself. So you're just doing anything you can. Your mind's doing anything it can to prevent something really bad from happening, or self-diagnose, or just stuff like that. So it's coming from obviously a good place, like you want to help yourself. But when it goes on an overdrive like that, what happens is you become more anxious and more stressed out. Then that alone will bring more symptoms, because your enemy is stress. Like if you're going through what I went through, and so that's the last thing you want, is to have more stress. And that obsession over sensations and hypersensitivity is a huge culprit on bringing you more stress. So and it's very clever, that whole hypersensitivity thing, because it'll get you when you think you're trying not to do it. And you'll suddenly catch yourself doing it, and you will be like, oh no, I'm doing it again. Now I'm all stressed out. So I find it a really powerful way to deal with something like this is when stressful thoughts and obsessive thoughts over your health or hypersensitive thoughts are coming up. Just be like a watcher of it. Don't talk back at those thoughts, or don't like be like, oh no, Jaden, it's you're fine. Like, why are you being obsessive? Like, no, you know not to be obsessive. Like, all that doesn't help, because that's using the same part of your mind, which is the obsessive part, to try to heal itself, which will never work. You'll just be more and more obsessed. Like, so you have to just let it do its thing. You just have to be very present and watch it. Listen to it, but don't react to it inside yourself. Let's say, for example, let's say I have an itch and I'm freaking out. Like, maybe that's a symptom of something. So when those thoughts come up, just listen to those thoughts. Like, if it's going, why am I having this itch? Is this itch leading to something deadly? Just watch it. Don't answer to it. Don't be like, no, it's not. You've been this obsessive before and it was fine. Like, don't do that. Just watch it and let it do its thing. And then it magically stops. Because when you don't react to it, sorry, one of my dog is like drinking, so it's really loud. Don't react to it. Observe it. Watch it, don't react to it, don't judge it, don't find a solution, do nothing. Just do nothing but watch it. It's kind of like when a little kid's throwing a tantrum. If you tell them to stop or her to stop, usually it backfires, like they just want to be rowdier, or you get stressed out because you're trying to stop them. So just watch it, let it do its tantrum, and it'll play out. And it just takes practice. It just takes constant practice of when a thought like that comes up, you just be present, watch it in your head, listen to it, don't resist, don't try to come up with a solution, and let it be, and it'll pass. And as you build that peace and that powerful presence of watching an obsession, an obsessive thought, you get stronger. Like, you become more and more powerful, and that obsession becomes less and less powerful. And that's really the only way that I found to get out of it. I've tried talking through it, finding a solution, regimenting myself to like, okay, so for 2 hours today, I'm just not going to be obsessive and all that. And all that really just adds to more obsession and, more stress. And we know that doesn't help. So my tip to you, if you are going through that, is to be present, watch your thoughts, listen to it, let it be, and just be an observer of it. Don't react. And you don't even need to like be extra, enlightened or like positive about it. Like, I'm not saying that you should just sit there and watch it with this, smile like it's a meditation or anything like that. No, because that's also doing like extra things. So I just think being very neutral, listen to it, let it play out, and it'll pass. And you just have to practice that over and over again. And what that does is eventually it connects. Like, eventually you'll be so practiced at not resisting it and not reacting to it that when it comes up, it just kind of naturally goes away. Like a normal person, where you would have an irrational thought, because we all have those, but like in healthy, I guess normal is not the perfect word for it, but someone who doesn't have this challenge, they would have an irrational thought and it would just be like, wow, that would be kind of scary, and then it passes. So what I'm trying to share with you is it's a good way to practice yourself in an effective way. For me, it was to practice yourself back to that normal response where you are going to have irrational thoughts. We all do. And then when it happens, it just peaks for a second and it goes away naturally, and you don't obsess over it. I hope you got some value out of this video. Again, I just am so happy that I have this, what is that word? Opportunity? No. Can't think of the word, but this, I have YouTube to share this. And it's really actually great for me to know that like so many people are having the same challenge right now. I guess the world's really stressed out. But again, any questions, comments, post them down below. Subscribe and help my channel grow if you can. If you really enjoyed my video and you think it's awesome, give me a thumbs up on my video. And I will continue posting, and stay safe and healthy in this global crazy time, and I'll see you next time. All right, take care guys, bye.